So I've been getting a few messages saying, Ryan, it's right for you to say you're married. You've been out the dating game for a long time. The dating game has changed. It's very different now. And I don't dispute that. I don't dispute that when I was single, 13 years ago, last time I was single, it's different. It is different now with dating apps. There were dating apps back then, but it was kept on the low. If you met someone online, it was a little bit embarrassing. It wasn't the main source of finding someone anymore. So yeah, it has this. It is changed, and it's women's nature hasn't changed. It's just put it on steroids to a degree, right? It is hypergamy on steroids. And when you're young, it's getting difficult. It's getting difficult for the average guy. It's getting harder and harder for the average guy to find anyone, even just for a hookup, for a relationship, and so on. I get that. I understand that. I truly think, though, there's a lot of guys out there. They say to me, so that the game's changed. Now as a man, the stakes are higher. You got to look better. You got to dress better. You got to be in better shape. You got to have better game. You got to have more money, blah, 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 blah. And there's a lot of guys, they need to sit down and ask themselves, seriously ask themselves, okay, the rules of the game have changed. Do I want to play the game? You see, women set the rules for the sexual marketplace in the sense of it's up to women, right? How low the bar is, for sex, how high the bar is for sex and for relationships and so on. And if women keep setting the rules, and if you're a man and you don't like the rules, why are you playing it? Because otherwise you're just a puppy jumping through hoops. Just because women tell you to do something, you're just gonna do it. You don't have to play the game if you don't like the game. And here's the funny thing, because men talk about online in the self-improvement and red pill space and so on, they talk about frame, very, very important, don't get me wrong. But ultimately, if you're just jumping through hoops to appease women, whose frame are you in? You're in a woman's frame. You're in women's frame as the collective. That's not your frame. So a lot of guys think if you don't like the rules, you don't have to play. Now I get it. You have to, if you want to get relationships, you want to get girls, whatever it is. Yeah, obviously there has to be some standard that you have to live up to. Okay, I know I've done things as well. I jumped through hoops back in my time that I wouldn't do now, and I'm a bit embarrassed about just to get my end away or whatever it was. Yeah, okay, Daxy, but if you're just going to extreme levels all the time, lock my door here. As you just go through extreme levels all the time, you just end up losing yourself, losing your own authenticity, losing your values. If you're just having to jump through hoops and do things you don't want to do, it's not sustainable anyway. It's not sustainable for you to live that way, and it's not sustainable even if you do find someone. And you just have to keep up those appearances. So it harbors back to that authenticity again that I keep talking about. It is so vital. So you don't have to play the game. And there's a well-known term in marketing called counter signaling. All right. Counter signaling is basically, let's say everyone paying for these fancy adverts and so on, and Kanye West did this with the Super Bowl. He just picked up his phone and ran an advert on his phone. Right? I've done it with my Hamza video. Everyone's trying their hardest and get these YouTube studios and do all this editing. I just pick up my phone and talk while I'm in the car. And I'm going to relate it to dating. Now, don't get me wrong. This is easier to do the better looking you are. Okay, don't get me wrong. But I've still seen guys who aren't that good looking and pull this off. And girls have said, it's just something about them. They just got something different. And I'm going to talk about it with me, right? Back when I was single, 2009 to 2011, it was the era of the pretty boy. Right? Everyone's trying to be a pretty boy, trying overly hard on the looks. It essentially looks maxing, but to give credit to looks maxing, they do try and go down a little bit more of a masculine look. But back then it was just pretty boy stuff. If you're British and you know the show Geordie Shore, it was just like that. It was ridiculous, right? Absolutely ridiculous. People with fucking bald from the eyebrows down, perfectly plucked eyebrows, fake tan, the hair perfectly in place, you name it, so much aftershave on. It was just OTT. And everyone was doing it, man. Everyone was doing it back then. And I had a couple of mates, a couple of good mates, they were like that. And they were very good looking lads, but they were going down that route. And I used to go out to we used to go for pre-drinks at the house. They used to take over an hour getting ready. Yeah, and I shit you not. Disregarding the shower, it took me 5 minutes to get ready. I'd get a bit of hair gel, go like this, boom, boom, okay. I pluck my monobrow, because I've always got a monobrow every Saturday night at growing back. So I pluck my monobrow, brush my teeth, I was ready to go. Right, I wouldn't wear that fancy clothes. I used to wear a crusty old leather jacket, and I used to take the piss. I used to say the bin liner's out tonight, but it did the job. Yeah, and all this. So they would be all plucked and everything, and I'd have my hairy chest. You can see here, I've got my hair. I've got a really hairy chest. Used to call it the love rug. And we used to go out, and I used to get more girls than them. I used to have better success than them. And every week without fail, they would come up to me and they say, "Oh, how do you do it? I don't understand. How do you do it?" And they used to get girls. They used to get girls. I just did better than them. Because I had just that little bit more of a what's to say? I was a little bit more, a little bit more of the masculine look, right? Rugged masculine look, and I wasn't trying too hard. I didn't care that everybody else was looking like a pretty boy, because that's what they thought girls wanted, and that's what girls said they wanted, right? But I wasn't going through those. I wasn't jumping through those hoops, because that wasn't me. I wasn't prepared to do that. I just said to myself, I'm not doing that shit. There's no way. I don't care. I don't care if I get less girls from this, worse girls. I don't care. I'm not doing that crap. So I didn't play by the general rule set. And guess what? It actually worked really, really well for me. So if you find yourself saying, fuck me, to get your foot in the door, you've got to be earning this amount, and you got to look this way, you've got to go to the gym, and you've got to be absolutely shredded, and you've got to dress like this, and you've got to wear a Rolex and all. And you say, and you're saying to you, yeah, but that's not really me. I don't really want to put that much effort in. Then don't. Just fucking don't. Because even if it sacrifices getting women, or the amount of women, or a type of woman that you would think that you want, it comes at a price, and it comes at the price of you. The price is you. The price is being you. The price is being authentic. The price is being comfortable in your own skin. And you'll only end up attracting a woman that you don't want anyway. A woman's attracted to all that other crap that's not really you. And then you can't keep up appearances, so it's destined to fail anyway, so it's not worth it. So you don't have to play the rules of the game.